You have been lied to about safety. Every contractor who installed your beautiful hardwood floors told you they were the safest option. Every podiatrist who fitted you with those thick-soled, supportive shoes believed they were protecting you. Every well-meaning son or daughter who removed every rug from your house, who installed grab bars and flattened every surface you walk on, believed with absolute certainty that they were preventing your next fall. But here is what nobody in the safety industry wants you to understand. Those perfectly flat floors are not protecting you. They are disabling you. Every smooth, level surface you walk across is quietly shutting down the most critical balance system in your body. Not your muscles, not your joints, a system you have probably never heard your doctor mention even once. It is called proprioception, and right now, yours is dying. Think of proprioception as your body's internal GPS. It is the invisible sense that tells your brain exactly where every part of your body is in space without you needing to look. It is what allows you to climb a staircase in the dark. It is what lets you walk across a parking lot while turning your head to talk to your spouse. It is what fires in the fraction of a second between your foot hitting an uneven curb and your ankle deciding whether to stabilize or collapse. And flat floors are putting this GPS to sleep. When you walk across your kitchen tile, across your living room hardwood, across the perfectly level corridor of your grocery store, your brain receives the same monotonous signal from your feet with every single step. Flat, 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 predictable, safe, boring. So your brain does what any efficient system does with repetitive, meaningless data. It stops listening. The sensory volume gets turned down to nearly zero. Your feet become numb, not because the nerves are damaged, but because your brain has decided the information is no longer worth processing. This is not muscle weakness. This is something far more insidious. Neurologists call it sensory amnesia. Your balance sensors have not broken. They have been put into a coma by decades of perfectly engineered, perfectly flat, perfectly dangerous environments. The shoe companies know this, the flooring manufacturers know it, the assisted living facilities that carpet every square inch of their buildings in flat, uniform material know it. They have built an entire industry around the assumption that removing challenge keeps you safe, but removing challenge is precisely what makes you fragile. Before we continue, share with us in the comments your age and where you are watching from. We read and reply to every single comment. Now, let me explain what is happening beneath your feet at the cellular level, because understanding this science is the key to understanding why the solution works so powerfully. On the sole of each foot, you have approximately 200,000 specialized nerve endings called mechanoreceptors. Think of them as tiny motion detectors embedded in your skin, your tendons, your joint capsules. There are 4 distinct types, and each one detects a different kind of information. Some sense pressure, some sense vibration, some detect stretch, some measure the precise angle of every joint in your foot and ankle, updating your brain 200 times per second. Together, these sensors create a 3-dimensional map of the ground beneath you. They tell your brain whether the surface is tilting left or right, whether it is soft or hard, whether it is stable or shifting. Your brain uses this map to make thousands of micro adjustments to your posture every minute. Your ankle tilts 2 degrees, your hip compensates 3 degrees in the opposite direction, your spine corrects, you stay upright. All of this happens below conscious awareness, faster than thought. For millions of years, our ancestors walked on uneven terrain, dirt paths, rocky hillsides, forest floors covered in roots and moss and shifting leaves. Every single step required those 200,000 sensors to fire at full capacity. Every step was a unique puzzle that demanded the brain's complete attention. The proprioceptive system was forged in chaos, designed for unpredictability, built to thrive on challenge. Now consider your daily life. You wake up on a flat mattress. You step onto flat carpet. You walk across flat tile to your flat kitchen floor. You drive to a store with flat concrete parking and flat linoleum aisles. You return home and walk across flat surfaces until you lie down on your flat mattress again. Your mechanoreceptors received almost zero meaningful stimulation for the entire day. They fired at perhaps 5% of their capacity. 95% of your body's most sophisticated balance technology sat idle. Day after day, month after month, year after year. And then one evening you step off your patio onto grass in the backyard, or you step onto a slightly bunched bathroom rug, or you navigate a gravel parking lot at a restaurant. And suddenly your brain needs that GPS at full power. It frantically sends a request to those 200,000 sensors. Wake up, where is the ground? What angle is my ankle at? How do I stabilize? But the sensors are sluggish, the neural pathways have thinned from disuse, the signal arrives late, your ankle rolls, your brain cannot calculate a correction fast enough. You go down. This is not bad luck. This is not aging. This is a predictable, preventable neurological failure caused by environmental sensory deprivation. And I am about to prove this to you right now. I need you to stop what you are doing. Not later, not tomorrow, right now. Go find a standard bed pillow or a couch cushion, something soft, roughly 18 inches wide. Then position a sturdy chair or counter directly beside you. You must have something solid to grab if you need it. Safety is non-negotiable. Do not attempt this without something stable within arm's reach. Are you ready? Good. First, I want you to stand on the bare floor with both feet hip-width apart, arms relaxed at your sides. Notice how easy this is. You feel stable, grounded, confident. Your brain is barely working. The flat floor is sending that same monotonous signal. Flat. Predictable. No threat detected. Now place that pillow on the floor directly in front of you. Keep one hand hovering over your chair or counter. Step onto the pillow with both feet. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Let go of the chair if you feel safe enough. Arms at your sides. Start counting. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Pay attention to your ankles. Can you feel them? They are twitching. Tiny, rapid oscillations, firing left and right, forward and back. Those twitches are not weakness. That is your brain in a state of controlled panic. It is screaming at those dormant mechanoreceptors. Where is the ground? I cannot find a stable reference point. The flat signal is gone. The pillow surface shifts with every micro movement. Your brain has lost its map. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Now notice your toes. Are they clawing? Are they gripping desperately into the fabric of the pillow, searching for something solid to anchor to? That gripping reflex is a primitive survival response. Your foot muscles are trying to do manually what your sensory system should be handling automatically. They are compensating for sensors that have gone offline. 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Are you still standing without grabbing the chair? Is your body swaying in wide, uncontrolled arcs? Are your arms flailing out to the sides, desperately searching for balance? Or did you have to grab the chair before you reached 10 seconds? Step off the pillow carefully. What you just experienced is called proprioceptive deficit. That wobble, that panic, that frantic twitching in your ankles was not caused by weak legs. It was caused by a brain that has forgotten how to read the ground. Your sensory system failed to provide accurate spatial data fast enough for your motor system to respond. On flat ground, this deficit is invisible. On an unstable surface, it is exposed completely. And here is why this should terrify you. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society in 2022 followed 1,200 community-dwelling adults over age 65 for 3 years. Every participant underwent proprioceptive testing on unstable surfaces at the start of the study. Those who could not maintain stable standing on a foam surface for 10 seconds were 3.7 times more likely to suffer a fall, resulting in fracture during the follow-up period. Among those who fell and fractured a hip, 28% never returned to independent living. They transitioned directly from the hospital to long-term care. The study identified something even more disturbing. The falls almost never happened on flat, open floors. They happened on transitions, stepping from tile onto a bathroom mat, walking from a paved sidewalk onto grass, navigating a dimly lit hallway at 2 in the morning when the visual system could not compensate for the proprioceptive failure, stepping off a curb they had stepped off 1,000 times before. Your flat floors did not cause the fall directly. They caused the sensory atrophy that made the fall inevitable the moment the surface changed. And here is the detail that keeps me up at night as a physician. When it is dark, you lose vision as a balance input. Your vestibular system, the fluid-filled chambers in your inner ear that detect head position, provides some data but is imprecise. In darkness, proprioception becomes your dominant balance system. It is the last line of defense. And if that system has been degraded by years of flat floor living, you are walking to the bathroom at midnight with essentially no functioning balance system at all. This is why nighttime falls are the deadliest. This is why the bathroom is the most dangerous room in your home. Not because the floor is wet, because it is dark. Now let me show you how to fix this. I am going to give you 4 exercises that directly retrain your proprioceptive system. These movements rewire the neural pathways between your feet and your brain. They wake up those 200,000 dormant sensors and force your brain to start listening to them again. They require no equipment beyond a towel and a chair. Exercise number 1, seated ankle circles. This is where rehabilitation begins. Your ankle joint contains the highest concentration of proprioceptive receptors in your entire lower body, more than your knee, more than your hip. The ligaments surrounding your ankle are densely packed with sensors that detect rotational position. When these sensors degrade, your ankle loses its ability to make those split-second corrections that prevent rolling. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight. Lift your right foot off the ground so your lower leg hangs freely. Now draw slow, deliberate circles with your toes. Not fast, not sloppy. Slow, controlled, full-range circles. Imagine your big toe is a pencil, and you are drawing the largest, most perfect circle you possibly can. Here is the critical detail. Do not just spin your foot mindlessly. Focus your complete mental attention on the ankle joint itself. Feel every degree of rotation. Feel the stretch at the top of the circle. Feel the compression at the bottom. Feel the lateral shift at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You are not just moving a joint. You are flooding dormant receptors with novel sensory information. You are forcing your brain to rebuild a map it has been neglecting for years. Perform 10 circles clockwise, then 10 circles counterclockwise. Switch to the left foot. Complete 3 full sets on each side. Perform this daily. Exercise number 2, the clock reach. This exercise transforms proprioceptive training from passive to functional. It forces your standing leg to stabilize against unpredictable weight shifts, exactly the demand that a real-world stumble creates. Stand beside your sturdy chair with your left hand resting on it for safety. Shift your weight entirely onto your left foot. Lift your right foot 1 inch off the ground. Now imagine you are standing in the center of a clock face. Slowly reach your right foot forward to 12 o'clock. Tap the ground gently with your toes. Return to center. Now reach to 3 o'clock, directly to your right side. Tap and return. Now reach behind you to 6 o'clock, tap and return. Each reach forces your standing ankle into a different stabilization pattern. 12 o'clock loads the front of your ankle. 3 o'clock challenges lateral stability. 6 o'clock demands posterior control. Your mechanoreceptors must fire in completely different patterns for each direction. Your brain is solving 3 distinct balance equations in a single exercise. Start with 5 reaches to each position on each leg. Work up to 10. When this becomes comfortable, reduce how much weight you place on the chair. Eventually, use only your fingertips. Then one finger. Then hover your hand above the chair without touching it. Each reduction forces your proprioceptive system to carry more of the balance workload. Exercise number 3, towel scrunches. The intrinsic muscles of your foot, the small muscles between your metatarsals and along your arch, are the most neglected muscles in the human body. Modern shoes immobilize them. Flat floors eliminate their function, but these muscles are directly linked to your mechanoreceptors. When they contract, they stimulate the sensory endings embedded in the tendons and joint capsules of your toes and midfoot. Strengthening them simultaneously amplifies your proprioceptive signal. Sit in your chair with both feet flat on the floor. Place a hand towel flat on the ground in front of you. Place your bare right foot on the near edge of the towel. Now, using only your toes, scrunch the towel toward you. Grip the fabric with your toes, pull it underneath your foot, release, and reach forward to grip again. Feel your arch engage. Feel the muscles on the bottom of your foot contract in a way they probably have not contracted in decades. This is what your foot was designed to do. Every step our ancestors took on uneven ground required these muscles to grip, adapt, and stabilize. Your shoes have been doing this job for you, and your feet have atrophied as a result. Scrunch the entire towel toward you, then push it back out using your toes. Repeat 3 times per foot. Perform daily, preferably barefoot, preferably in the morning when your nervous system is most receptive to new input. Exercise number 4, tandem stance with eyes closed. If you only perform one exercise from this entire video for the rest of your life, make it this one. This is the single most powerful proprioceptive retraining tool in clinical rehabilitation. It strips away every compensatory system your brain relies on and forces pure proprioceptive function. Stand beside your kitchen counter with both hands resting lightly on the surface. Place your right foot directly in front of your left foot so that the heel of your right foot touches the toes of your left foot. You are standing heel to toe as if balancing on a tightrope. This is called tandem stance. First, practice this with your eyes open. Hold for 30 seconds. Feel your ankles working. Feel your toes gripping the floor. Actively press your toes into the ground. Grip the floor as if you are trying to pick it up with your feet. This conscious gripping activates the mechanoreceptors in your plantar fascia and sends a high-definition signal to your brainstem. When you can hold tandem stance with eyes open for 30 seconds without touching the counter, you are ready for the advanced version. Close your eyes. The moment your vision disappears, your proprioceptive system becomes the primary balance input. Your brain has no choice but to listen to your feet. Every wobble, every correction, every micro adjustment is a proprioceptive neuron firing and strengthening. Start with 5-second holds with eyes closed. Add 2 seconds per week. Within 8 weeks, aim for 20 seconds. This single progression will transform your balance more profoundly than 10,000 steps on flat ground ever could. Now, I must share something critical that determines whether these exercises will actually rewire your nervous system or fall short. Your proprioceptive system runs on nerves. Nerves are biological wires that transmit electrical signals from your feet to your brain at speeds up to 250 miles per hour. But these wires require a very specific nutrient to maintain their insulation, a substance called myelin that coats every nerve fiber like the rubber coating on an electrical cord. When myelin degrades, the signal slows. Information from your feet arrives late. Your balance correction comes a fraction of a second too late. You fall. The nutrient responsible for maintaining myelin is vitamin B12. After age 60, your body's ability to absorb B12 from food drops dramatically. Your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid and less of a substance called intrinsic factor, both of which are required to extract B12 from the food you eat. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that up to 43% of adults over age 65 have B12 levels low enough to impair nerve conduction, yet the vast majority have never been tested. They walk around with deteriorating nerve insulation and blame their declining balance on simply getting old. A study from Tufts University examined nerve conduction velocity in the lower extremities of 300 adults over age 60. Participants with B12 levels below 400 picograms per milliliter showed measurably slower signal transmission from the feet to the spinal cord. Their proprioceptive reaction times were 35% slower than participants with adequate B12 levels. 35% slower. That is the difference between catching yourself and hitting the ground. B12. Rich foods include wild-caught salmon, sardines, beef liver, eggs, and fortified nutritional yeast. But because absorption declines so dramatically with age, many physicians, myself included, now recommend sublingual B12 supplements, the kind that dissolve under your tongue and bypass the digestive system entirely. A methylcobalamin form at 1,000 micrograms daily is what I discuss with my own patients. Talk to your doctor about testing your B12 level. A simple blood draw can reveal whether your nerves are starving for the one nutrient they need most. If you perform these exercises faithfully, but your B12 is depleted, you are trying to send balance signals through frayed wiring. The exercises create the demand. The B12 maintains the infrastructure that delivers the signal. If you failed that pillow test at the beginning, if you grabbed the chair at 6 seconds, if your ankles were shaking uncontrollably, if you felt that terrifying moment where you did not know which direction you were falling, you might feel discouraged right now. You might believe your balance is gone permanently. You might think this is simply what aging feels like and there is nothing to be done. That belief is scientifically wrong. Your nervous system retains a remarkable capacity called neuroplasticity. This means your brain can form new neural connections and strengthen existing ones at any age. The proprioceptive pathways between your feet and your brain are not dead. They are dormant. They are waiting for a signal that your flat floors have never provided. Research from the University of Pittsburgh, published in 2023, took 90 adults between ages 68 and 84 with documented proprioceptive deficits. Half performed unstable surface training, exercises very similar to what I just showed you, for just 12 minutes a day, 5 days a week. After 10 weeks, the training group improved their proprioceptive accuracy by 52%. Their balance reaction times improved by 38%. Their fall incidence over the following year dropped by 61% compared to controls. 52% improvement in 10 weeks. In their 70s and 80s, those mechanoreceptors did not die. They were sleeping, and the right stimulus woke them up. You are not too old. Your nerves are not too far gone. Your balance is not a fixed trait that only declines. It is a skill, and like any skill, it responds to practice. Start today with the ankle circles. Tomorrow, try the towel scrunches. By next week, attempt the tandem stance beside your counter. Progress at whatever pace feels safe for your body. There is no rush. There is only consistency. Within 4 weeks, you will notice something remarkable. That bathroom rug will not feel as treacherous. That gravel parking lot will not make your heart race. That midnight walk to the bathroom will feel less like navigating a minefield. Your feet will start talking to your brain again, and your brain will finally start listening. Your balance is not gone. It is waiting to be reclaimed. Thanks for watching. Your independence is worth fighting for.